Whew. Sunny day. Got some ons on today, fancy ons. They were reduced probably because they're hideous in their colour. But anyway, enough about my shoes. Mt8 is back. So obviously was here yesterday with the Max. So this is going to take a bit of getting used to, compared, because it's a lot more powerful and hasn't got any stability or traction control or whatever it's called. Hasn't got any of that nonsense. But what it has got is a beautifully weighted setup. So a proper middle diff instead of it being at the back. So this has got a rear diff and a front diff where you'd think they would be. And it's got a centre diff where you think it would be. So slap bang in the middle. It's totally stock. Ish. And the reason it says number 2 on its lid is because this is the second one of these I bought, and having done everything you can do to the first one, I bought this and thought I'm just going to do the bare minimum to make it not break, because obviously the Mt8 is known for breaking. So I tried to do as little as I possibly could so it wouldn't break, based on everything I learned from the first one I own, based on the first one that I owned. So with all the information I got off that, I sort of did this one, and this is the cheapest I could do it, and I'll be honest with you, it's the best. So standard motor, standard ESC, standard servo. So it's an 11 tooth pinion. Do you know what? I can't think what the spur is. But anyway, it's the one that it comes with. All metal, everything's metal from the offset. Never ever have any issue with this pinion. Never have an issue with the spurs. Never ever have an issue with the diffs. As I drove here today, I could hear it rolling around in the boot of my car, and it always sounds exactly the same, because the mount, the motor mount it comes with, which is aluminium, is absolutely rock solid. So you set it, you screw it all in, and it never changes. Your pinion, your spur, it's fixed, probably because it sits with a 4mm aluminium chassis underneath it. So there's probably very little flex in the middle of this car. So you've got a solid chassis, and the pinion and spur are right in the middle, where you'd probably think they should be, next to the middle diff. Horsey. So just go steady till they're gone. There is a horse there somewhere. So yeah, basically it hasn't got any traction or any stability, but it just handles incredibly well. I mean, like, unbelievably well. Like the best RC I've ever owned. Its handling is incredible. So well weighted, beautiful car to drive. And on 6S, it's so fast. I'll give it a bit now. It's so fast. And of course it's 6S ready out the box. You don't have to do out to it. You're good to go. I love the stock tyres. They give it loads of momentum for spins. And as long as you don't do wheelies for 20 minutes, they don't blow up too often. And of course, one way to stop the wheelies for 20 minutes is thickening up the middle diff. So this has got an earplug in it, which all sounds a bit drastic, doesn't it? But if you think of the Traxxas Max and the X Max, they have 20 million weight middle diff fluid. So that's a 4S car, and that's got 20 million weight. 20 million weight is like a paste, not dissimilar to an earplug. So don't worry when people say earplug your middle diff. It's not going to do out, not going to hurt it, especially not this. The gears in this thing are absolutely solid. But that, by putting a very heavy weight in the middle, you get acceleration across all 4 tyres instead of it diffing out massively at the front. So yeah, so that's what the middle diff, thickening the middle diff does. The other diffs are absolutely normal just as they come out the box. So the only thing I've changed on this is the, you know, like mechanically, I suppose you'd say. The only thing I've changed kind of mechanically is the middle diff. Everything else is as it came. Mechanically, I've changed the arms, I've changed the hubs, I've changed stuff like that, but like the drive, I suppose is what I'm saying. The drive gear is all stock. What I've changed is the hubs and the arms, stuff like that, because that's what breaks. So hubs, arms, hubs and arms, controller, because the controllers are rubbish that it comes with. Hinge pins, upgraded those off JP Bashed. I think he's on eBay, flogging them. Bit stronger. Last time I was out, I actually blew a shock, a rear shock. Which is the first time I've done that with this. I've had it since December. So that was the first shock to go. And it cost me, I think, about £3 for a pack of C-clips or E-clips, whatever they're called, just to clip the shock piston back in place. So that wasn't too bad. I don't do anything else. I haven't on this upgraded the shock absorbers or anything like that. The only thing I do is put 1 centimetre of fuel tube in. At the bottom, there's a bump stop. So there's a little bit more protection at the bottom. I also don't alter the weights. I keep the weights light in the, or should I say, I don't know if the light, it's probably, if anything, it's probably over damp, but what I mean is I don't piss about with it. The shock absorbers are as they came from the factory, and when I top them up, I will top them up using the stock weight. And what I also don't do is overfill them. I leave them with plenty of room at the top, good half a centimetre of breathing space at the top of the shocks, and that has meant that I've broken the clip on one shock absorber. You know, I don't think that's too bad. I've not driven this for a while, so I'm not quite so sure how much to give it compared to the Max. Here we go. That was 2 or 3, I think. Obviously, if you can land on all 4 wheels, everything lasts longer. Which I try and do, look. The other thing you may have noticed is how high up my wheelie bar is. Can you see? I have that as high as I possibly can. And what that means is I don't break it very often. Well, I've never broke it on this. So I have it as high as I can, which I think makes it as strong as you can make it, so it's not hanging out, therefore less leverage. And also it means the car's ability to flick is better. Because it's got shorter overhangs. And when I drive this, I think to myself, why am I spending thousands of pounds on that Max? Because this is just a better truck in every way. Once you've toughened it up, don't get me wrong, by the time you've imported the kaiju metal hubs and things and done your turnbuckle upgrades with armour and all that, well, that doesn't cost much, but by the time you bought the hubs and caster blocks, it's probably 200 quid, I'd have thought. So you're up to 550. These are about 350 quid in England. I mean, the thing's nuts, isn't it? And again, just so you know, standard servo, standard steering rack. Not change that to metal or anything. Everyone says they break, but mine don't. I don't think I've ever broken a plastic steering rack. But the other thing is as well, is I don't drive mine near curbs. Look at that. So never go near curbs, if I can help it. And that's a wheel. So that's embarrassing, isn't it? Now the chances of finding the wheel nut are 0. So that's probably going to end today's video. What a sad sight. So I'll try and find that wheel nut, and I'll see you all soon. There's the wheel, look, you can see it. Cheers all. Incredibly, I found the nut. So, hand tightened it. Let's see how long it lasts. I had to find it because it was a CRCU one. They cost about 40 quid a set. So I wasn't prepared to lose that. I think we were doing this, weren't we? So the much better weighting of the car means it handles like that at speed. So that's without any form of traction, stability, anything like that. I think we'll have to call it quits. Obviously my hand tightening skills aren't as good as aren't as powerful as I thought. But yeah, hopefully you could just see on that quick run the difference. If you've been watching the thrilling episodes of me here every week, you'll know that that is hard work to get around in the Traxxas, but not with this. Well, not when it's got 4 wheels. Right, let me try and find the wheel hub, which could be anywhere. Cheers again. Bye bye.